Perla here. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Um, Cusp signs. So this is gonna be for all the cusp. Um, get a little situated here. So we have Aries, Taurus, cusp. Um, so let's continue on Aries, Taurus, cusp. What else do we need to know for you guys? Again, allow something to be put to rest or to be done with in a healthy way. Do not try to hold on to anyone or anything that its season has already passed in your life. That season is over for you. For some of you, letting go of something or letting go of someone is going to be a little bit challenging. You're wanting things to end on your terms and not theirs. But at the end of the day, it's like something has ended. Something needs to be put to rest, and you're gonna have to learn to make peace with something. Let's say if like you need to learn to forgive somebody without an apology. You need to learn to let go without a goodbye. Something of that matter is what I'm picking up. So we have crystals and herbs. Number 12. Oh, what medicine was sacredness to behold, a dash of healing straight from mother's home. So again, there is this sense here, whatever this ending is for you guys, whatever this ending was, there is a need to let go of this space or this energy where you wanted something to end on your terms. Instead, let's take this opportunity to heal and move forward. Love ya. Taurus, Gemini, cusp. Um, there's somebody here that is trying to dig up your past or trying to dig something up from your past, or somebody that's trying to um continuously, sorry guys, there's somebody here that is continuously trying to bring up your past in certain situations. Whether it is that you were a smoker, whether it was that you were addicted to something, whether it was that you were a cheater, whatever it was, is irrelevant. It is a space that you are no longer in. It is a space of something that you have outgrown. It is something that is a space where you evolved. So the simple fact that this person is trying to constantly bring this up, it's kind of like, baby, why are you so hurt? Like, who hurt you that you, in order to feel validated, in order to feel good about yourself, you need to pinpoint on my past? Because that's what it is, right? It is this space where it is something from your past. It is not an energy of something that you're still partaking. It's like it's very much like this energy of like, if you're celebrating, like, let's say 7 years sober, right? Like 7 years without a drink, 7 years without a certain drug or whatever it is. The person is not focused on the years that you have been clean. Instead, they're focusing on the fact that at one point you weren't. And it's like, you really have to ask yourself, why are you keeping people like this around? Is it something that is helping you? Is it something that is beneficial? Or maybe it is the cycle, the season with this person has passed, and maybe it is time to move on. Maybe it is time to let go. Maybe it's time to clear the energy when it comes to this individual or to people that exhibit this energy in your life. Okay. And here I am, like, moving the table, moving everything like there's no tomorrow. Anyways, but there is very much like this energy of, you guys want to see? I show you. I show you. See, look how brilliant it is. But anyway, it was a gift. A lot of the things that you see are gifts. Like, people just give me stuff that just goes perfect. Like, oh, I wanted to change that, and here it goes. Anyways, there is this sense of like not letting somebody like manipulate you or try to threaten you with something that is from your past. Like, that is That is you are right. That is who I was once upon a time, but that is not who I am this moment in time. And that's the thing is like whoever this person is, they cannot face their past. They cannot proudly speak upon the things that they did in the shadow, so therefore they're focusing on things that you did in the past, right? And things that you talk about openly, right? Whether you're sharing it with people, etc. And that bothers this person, right? That gets this person in a like in their bunches, like how dare they show up now like they are like little Miss Perfect or little Mr. Perfect when in the past they used to do this. Well, you know how they do it? You know how you do it? Because you grew, you evolved through that energy. And if they can't see that, then they honestly do not deserve any space in your life. We have the spider, number 37. What a wild web we weave, dear child, a delicious mystery untamed. And I feel that this is exactly how you're showing up. You're just like, you know what? That was a part of me. That was a chapter in my life. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. And I faced a lot of shit within myself. And if you want to use that as ammunition, go ahead and do it, because the only person that is looking stupid here, it's yourself, my love. Okay. Gemini, Cancer, Cusp. And I'm gonna say it off the bat, whether you're female, male, if you don't want any kids anytime soon, if you don't want to be a father, if you don't want to be a mother, if you want to wait a little longer, wrap it up, take the pill, whatever it is you need to do, because there is here a pregnancy that very much wants to come to terms. For those of you that have been trying to get pregnant, this is coming again. It is there is like this, I don't want to say this mystery behind it, but there's like this energy of like, I can't believe I'm expecting, I can't believe that this actually finally happened, that type of energy. But it's very much like, for those of you that you're finally conceiving, congratulations. Motherhood, parenthood, whatever you want to call it, is a wonderful thing in my own personal experience. Again, like I'm talking about my personal experience, not, other people's. For me, it was one of the greatest joys, greatest creations of my life, right? But not, that's not the case for everybody. So, I'm just saying that. And for those of you that do clearly not want to have kids, then make sure that you're so that you don't have any, because again, there is this baby that it's like, I'm knocking, I'm coming. So just be aware of that. All right, let's go ahead and let's see what else. um hmm. There's somebody here that is either thinking of purchasing some land or is in the process of purchasing land. There has been a vision or something that spirit has put in you that includes land. This is very much like the way that this energy is coming up is something that is going to, oh, excuse me, is something that is going to come to pass very quickly. um so make sure that you're staying on top of like your credit. Make sure that you have the money, like the down payment money. Like make sure you have all your ducks in a row, because like the minute you find this land, from like the minute you find it to like the closing, it is very short. You know how sometimes you have like when you're trying to buy a property or land, you have like issues here or there or whatever. It's like, no, with whatever this is for you, is something that is happening like very quickly. So just make sure you have all your documents and everything in a row or in alignment. Um, for those of you that are in the process or are looking about like buying land or whatever it is, stop telling people your plans. Stop telling people your plans. Like even if you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna comment on this video, don't say like, oh yeah, this line. Just say confirmation. Not every aspect of a plan, not every aspect of something needs to be shared. There are people out there that unfortunately are unaware of their own energy, of the energy that they are giving out. And there are people that are very unhappy with their life. with what they're manifesting, with where their life is headed, that unfortunately when they see people doing good, when they see people growing and progressing, they send out certain energies that are sent on, again, unconsciously, to try and block or prevent somebody from receiving something. Okay, just this jealous energy, to be very aware of that. Definitely comments, because I love it. Just be confirmation. You don't have to specify what part of it, right? Coming of winter, number 11. It comes in lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon winter's coming. So, whatever this is for you guys, this winter energy, this energy of kind of like sitting back, or this energy of like waiting to receive something, we're not doing it from a mindless place, right? In this space of waiting for the perfect land, for the perfect house to show up, or whatever it is, we are preparing. We're preparing behind the scene, right? We're in the winter. Yeah, we might not be collecting crops, we may not be doing certain things, but we are doing other things that other people may not be aware of, right? So that's kind of like the energy that I want you to think, right? Like, what is it that during this time you can be doing as you're actively waiting for something to show up for you? So we have Cancer, Leo, Cusp. Cancer, Leo, Cusp. Stop, stop questioning yourself if this is the right path. It's like you take one step in the direction that spirit is trying to lead you, and then you spiral into this space of like doubting yourself and questioning yourself. You're you're looking outside of yourself way too much. You're watching too many tarots, you're asking too many people for advice, you're asking too many people for their opinion. And when I say that, I'm not saying that there's one tarot reader that's better than other. That's not what I'm saying. It's like, see who's in alignment with you at this time, and try to like minimal, like keep it to like two or three people if you can. Preferably like one or two, but if you really feel like you need three confirmations from three separate readers, then you do that. But stop taking so much in, because remember, everybody is in a different frequency, everybody is in a different space. So what one reader says may not necessarily be the frequency that you're in, but because you start to overanalyze what it is that they're saying, you yourself pull yourself into that frequency, you yourself start to call that in. So be very aware of that space. Like, I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to say that I don't watch readers. I do. And the way that I watch them, it is in a way to be supported of their channel. There are readers out here that I think are doing an amazing job. So I support them in a very specific way to support their channel. So I do watch a lot of their readings that are not directly to me, or have nothing to do with a Capricorn or whatever it is, have nothing to do with what I'm going through or the space that I'm in, but I watch in order to support them, right? And I am able to have the discernment of what it is that I'm watching and what it is that I'm allowing myself to take in. For some of you, you're overtaking certain informations or certain things where it's becoming problematic. It is getting you into a space where instead of grounding you, you're feeling ungrounded. You're feeling like you're not sure what your next step is going to be. Like, literally, you don't know if to put your left foot next or your right foot. Like, it's getting to that point. So instead of keeping yourself stuck in that space, allow this that energy or that space of ungroundingness to die off, to come to an end. Stop putting yourself in these positions where you feel the oppression, where you feel put down, where you feel like you're never going to overcome something, like you're never going to get to the other side of something, because you yourself are putting yourself in those situations, because you are continuously and constantly looking for confirmation to something that spirits put in you. And at some point you have to walk by the knowing of what spirit has put in your heart, and not necessarily all the confirmations that we are all giving you out here, right? This whole process of us being here is to guide you so that you can tune yourself the way that we have to spirit, right? So seduction, number 35. Hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give in to its alluring grip if you please, but heed my warning on the claws that draw blood without mercy. Okay. So again, a lot of you are there's a lot of you are fragmented during this time, right? You have a little bit of yourself here, a little bit of yourself there, a little bit, and it's like, all right, what can we do to feel whole again? What can we do to call these aspects, these parts of ourselves back to ourselves, so that we don't feel so overwhelmed, so that we don't feel so overstimulated, so that we're not replaying and again, I feel that this energy has very much to do with watching a lot of like tarot, and I'm being completely honest. Leo, Virgo, Cusp. Leo, Virgo, Cusp. There is something has finally fallen into place for you. Something is finally making sense, whether this is at work, whether this is in a relationship. You're finally seeing the bigger picture in something. You're finally seeing the truth within something, whether it's within a person or whatever it is. There seems to be this little excuse me, this little difficult energy when it comes to like accepting something fully. So you can see something, you can acknowledge that something is what it is, but you're having a hard time accepting it. Whether this is an illusion that's being shattered in regards to a person or a place, whether this is like it's almost kind of like you're it's going to be very difficult for you this week to come to grip with the illusion that has shattered right in front of your eyes. But this is something that was needed. It is something that is going to help you. Again, everything happens for us, not to us. And when we start to really look at life from that perspective, the way that we interact with these spaces and with these energies begins to change. Okay. All right. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Temperance in the reverse, and then we have the Eight of Cups. Ooh. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to come and get those cards for me because it's like on the other side. Anyways, there is a sense of, give me 1 second, and yeah, you better believe it. Can someone come to my room? All right. There is a sense of letting, not letting, let's put it this way, not letting a shattered illusion drag you down. Address the feelings, the emotions that are surfacing from this, but do not allow it to make you ungrounded, is the way what I want to say, because there is a sense here of when, hey sweetie, can you pass me those cards that fell right there, like just keep it low because the camera. Thank you, baby. uh of course, out of all four kids, the Capricorn is the one that comes to the rescue. Anyways, there is this sense of really staying grounded as an illusion is shattered in front of your face. This may be like, with a romantic partner or at work, like you're finally seeing the truth of something, but you're no longer lying to yourself of the illusion that you were stuck in. The Bat, number 6. Invoke thy power and fear not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undeniable, with undenying change. This is not something that you can walk away. This is not something that you can wish away. This is not something that is um, going to continue on staying hidden. Whatever it is that's going to be revealed, there's nothing that you can do about it. But allow yourself to respond and allow yourself to process it as a whole instead of trying to pick and choose what areas of the space you want to process. Virgo, Libra, Cusp. What are you not wanting? You're not wanting to revisit a conversation with somebody. You're very much done with something that somebody kind of keeps on wanting to revisit. Um, and this is completely aside from it. There's something about a tree and an apple tree, and the tree falling to the ground. There's something about an apple tree and the apples falling from the tree. This triggers a memory um, that you're having a hard time placing, if that makes sense. Something with apple trees, like apples and trees, like an actual apple tree, triggers a memory that you're trying to understand. Not exactly sure where it is or what it is at the moment. Again, these are just collective readings, but it's here and I can see it. And it almost kind of like merges into like the shadow space of like something taboo or something that doesn't want to be seen. And it has to do very much with like a tree and an apple. Anyways, what else do we have? I know it kind of like feels like it's all over the place, but there's something about like crystals or stones or something like that. There's something about needing to put crystals in certain places, yes, inside of your house, but something about your land, something about your house, like the land surrounding your house. There is there's a need here to use like the spirits of the land where you live. There is and when I say feed them, it doesn't necessarily have to be like food. And again, we're talking about my own personal experience here. I feed them sometimes like with crystals. Like I have certain crystals in certain areas of the house. I do feed them food in in certain aspects. Right, I feed the creatures, the animals, the live animals, and I also feed the spirits that are in my land. And it's almost kind of like that, like merging that practicality of like the 3D with the spiritual, but in something that has the essence of the land where you live. For those of you that are renting, there's ways that you can do it like discreetly, where excuse me, your landlord or whatever won't necessarily know what it is. Like it could look like a decoration more than anything. Okay. Um. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, because I just had like a silent burp, like it came up, and I kept tasting like Chef Boyardee, um, whether it's the spaghetti and meatball or the raviolis. Now, I have a hate and love relationship with them from when I was younger, because there was a babysitter that used to feed it to us, and I don't eat it because it does contain pork, uh, and I don't eat pork just in general. But anyways, like as that came up, I don't know, there's something about a specific food that is very triggering to a memory that is resurfacing. So if for you it wasn't that apple in the tree, it is going it's it like again because that taste, I had it in my mouth literally as if I was eating it right now. So just be open to at least see the flashes or whatever, however it comes. You don't have to dig into it right away. You don't have to go into it 100%. Um, because again, whatever this is triggering, whatever memory is trying to surface up, is something that is going to need to take time to process. It is something that you're going to have to go through the process of not just acknowledging it, but also through the process of accepting that something did happen. And when we talk about our childhood and we have certain traumas that we hide from ourselves, that we suppress so badly that they don't surface until adulthood, sometimes we question ourselves whether something really did happen. And it's not until um, somebody else in the family or whatever had a similar experience do we realize that it wasn't fantasy, that it was a reality. And then that's where the real healing happens. I am not one to bypass any type of healings. I like to feel, I like to sense, I like to immerse myself in the space, and I like to mother. And I say mother, or like you could say parenting. But for me, because I am a mother, I like to show up as that mother energy, right? And when I think of mother in the space of healing, I'm not just thinking about my mother, but also my grandmother, my great grandmother, and the fact that I was inside my mother when my mother was inside my grandmother, right? So I look at it as that lineage, that ancestral healing, right? That space. And for some of you, if this is not directly to your own childhood, this could very much be healing a generational and ancestral type of trauma. Okay, which I am also very open to. Because again, I have children and I want them to start from a place better than where I was. Okay, we have nature spirits, number 26. On your toes, twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. So again, there's something that is coming up. There is something that is going to surface, and you just have to be ready. And you have to be ready in a sense of like accepting what wants to be shown. And if you're not ready to deal with it, you can very much say, you know what, Spirit, that was too much. I am open to healing this. I'm open to going into that space, but right now it is not the time. Allow me to get into that space, and there's nothing wrong with it. There is no given rule that you have to address everything right away. Libra Scorpio, cusp. Libra Scorpio's cusp. You are I know it doesn't look like wings, but that's what it feels like. You're spreading your wings and you're out there. For a lot of you, this is really just allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to be heard. For some of you, this isn't a connection, like a romantic connection. There's something that is starting, something that feels um, very safe. And the reason why I say that is because you're able to be playful in this energy. So whether this is at work, friends, whatever space you're going into feels safe enough for you to be playful, safe enough for you to show up like a child. And what I mean by that, like a child, right? Like being carefree, not having to watch your back, and just experiencing what is right in front of you, like right, like that child you were before all the programming started, right? And that's what it feels like. And I really do love this energy for you. This is not something that comes very lightly to you. I feel that this is something that throughout the years you have been working on learning to allow yourself to experience, to allow yourself to be in places, to allow yourself to be seen. And it is beautiful and I love it, and I am here to root you on. And do not allow anybody that is not in that space or does not know what that feels like to come and try to pull you out of it, to try and come and fill your mind or your thoughts with like negative opinions in regards to what it is that you are experiencing at this moment in time. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, the Knight of Cups, and then the King of Swords. Again, with this Knight of the yeah, the Knight of Cups is almost kind of like this energy of like you're in the process of learning to really stay grounded in spaces that are unfamiliar to you, to really stay in a space of this feels it feels weird, it feels good, but it feels weird. But I am not going to go into, like, your body is not going into alert, your nervous system is not screaming. So you're really allowing yourself during this time to take it in and to immerse yourself within an energy that may be unfamiliar to you. The reflection card, number 32. Be wary of things you believe to see with eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of the mad and truth only spoken with bleeding tongues. Okay? So again, be very aware of anybody that is coming towards you and telling you that you should be careful of this, that you should be careful of that. One of my favorite sayings is like, somebody that doesn't have their own dreams cannot support yours, right? So somebody that has not experienced love cannot talk about love. Somebody that hasn't experienced loss cannot talk about loss. And what I'm picking up here is like there are people around you that are trying to tell you, like, they're projecting their own BS, right? Because they do not have a safe space. They do not have a safe space where they can truly be themselves, where they can let that childlike energy come out. So because of that, they're speaking from that place, from themselves, right? So do not take that too hard, right? Scorpio, Sagittarius, right? Yeah, Scorpio, Sagittarius, cusp. Mhm. One, two, three, and that's all I keep on hearing is like this one, two, three. You're checking something like three times. You're revisiting something like three times. And to be honest with you, I was like, as soon as I like jumped into this energy, I'm just like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? Because it very much feels like this energy of like, you know that you shouldn't have gone down that road. You know you shouldn't have connected with that person. You know you shouldn't have slept with that person. You know you shouldn't have taken that job. You know you shouldn't have whatever it was. There was something that spirit. It wasn't little. It was like big red warning. Do not proceed. Right. Um you got misled by those butterflies in your stomach, right? Whether it was a job, whether it was a relationship, and that those butterflies are a warning that your nervous system is giving you danger, danger, stranger danger, right? Whether that danger is going to come physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever. There was something that just was not sitting right with your spirit, but you know what, you went with it anyways, and it's fine. We have to. My dad always used to say, "Nadie aprende con la cabeza de nadie." Nobody learns with someone else's head. So we all have to experience certain things so that we can get attuned with what it is that our body is trying to show us, what it is that our body is trying to warn us about. When is it that our body is really feeling safe? When is it that our body is feeling a certain way to really get in tune with your nervous system? And that is what is happening, right? You're so do not get stuck in the loop of like over analyzing how you mistook mistook an energy that was a clear warning sign when it came to someone. And maybe some of you just chose to overlook a certain red flag in something because, like, let's say with a job, you knew that you had heard that the boss was this and that, but you overlooked it because you're like, you know what, the amount of money I'm gonna make is gonna weigh out the bad within the boss. And it's like, huh, no, it's not, because right now you're miserable going to work every single day, right? It's kind of like that type of energy that I'm picking up. Where some you may be dating somebody that is financially well off, but they are completely emotionally they're emotionally immature, and they do not show up. And it's like, it doesn't matter if they can take you here, take you there, if they're not present there, like emotionally, what do you really have with this person? So there is this sense of like this instability energy that, again, spirit was trying to warn you, but you chose to believe that you could change something within a situation. Whether it was you chose to believe that you could change a person, you chose to believe that you could deal with an energy, and it has blown up in your face. And right now, Spirit is saying, hey, I'm not here to tell you I told you so. Just remember the feelings, remember the sensations, so that when you move forward, you're not repeating the same cycle. And so do not go down this loop of like getting stuck in a loop of trying to talking to yourself bad, or trying to put yourself down because you didn't really pay attention. So we have the healer number 22. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. All right. So when we start to really listen to our bodies, when we start to listen to spirit, when we start to listen to our own intuition, and we don't separate one thing from the other, and regardless of how something is presented or whatever, like there is a knowing behind certain energies that you just cannot deny. And this is something that is helping you in your own process of healing yourself, your own process of walking through your purpose. And for some of you, this is so that you in the future can help guide others, right? And when I talk about like this healer energy, again, we're not taking other people's burden, but we're able to guide them through our own experiences. Right? Sagittarius, Capricorn, Cusp. You are very much this holiday season. I feel that a lot of people are wondering where you are. Maybe some rose water. I feel like that's what you're doing. You're just like, I'm spraying I'm spraying myself with abundance. I'm spraying myself with clarity. I'm spraying myself with love, with abundance, and and I really do like this energy. Hold on, guys, because I've been recording for a few hours now. There is this energy of like being very much like in this blissful little bubble of yours, of your own little success. A lot of you are not sharing what that success is, whether it is romantically, whether it's financially, however it is that it came in for you. You're waiting closer, like it's almost kind of like you're waiting like 3 or 4 weeks before you do this big reveal, like I'm engaged, or hey, I just bought a house, or hey, I just bought this, or whatever it is, right? So whatever it is at this moment that has manifested for you, you're keeping it very much on the DL, and you're not sharing it with people until you've allowed yourself to emerge in the energy, and you've allowed yourself to celebrate it by yourself, right? And what I mean by yourself, like whether this is including like another person or your immediate family, but again, it is something that you're keeping very hush hush, because again, in the past you may have shared something, the moment that it happened for you, and right away these naysayers, these haters will come up, and then you would feel guilty about receiving certain success, you would feel guilty about receiving certain love and stuff like that. So a way of you managing that space and that energy during this time is to like really immerse yourself in the celebration without sharing it right away. So we have the ancestors, number 3. They hiss a quivering so deep only roots of your soil can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence. An ancient chill walking upon the spine. Number 3. For a lot of you, this is this abundance, this whatever it is that you're celebrating, it comes through chains that have been broken from ancestral things. So maybe you come from a family that there was a lot of lack mentality. It's like you're breaking that by, becoming the first financial like stable person in your family, or the first millionaire, or whatever it is. But it's to that degree. Like maybe you come from a family where all of the women are unmarried, and it's like you're the first one getting married, you're the first one graduating for college, whatever it is. There's a big accomplishment of some type of ancestral um chain that you have broken. Okay, I really like this for you guys. Capricorn, Aquarius, Cusp. Capricorn, Aquarius, Cusp. Pay attention to beetles around you. I don't know why it's coming in that way. But and it's weird, especially like depending where you're at. Is it is something that is not like that you normally see, or something of the matter, or is not the weather for them. I don't know, but there's something about a beetle, and that beetle is bringing you a message. Whether you see it in a picture, whether you see it in person, um, this beetle is bringing a lost passion, or a lost lost love. Oh my god, lost love. And what I mean by that is not somebody else. Is something that it was a passion of yours, or something that you really wanted to do, or you really wanted to create, that you may have given up in the past, something that you put on the side burner, and now this beetle is presenting it to you, and showing you that this is the opportunity to go forward with it, right? Whatever season you are in, maybe you had children and you couldn't pursue something, and now your children are older and you can pursue it. Maybe you were in a relationship where you had a partner that was very controlling and you couldn't pursue certain things, and now you're no longer in that relationship. So whatever season has changed in your life, like now is the time. And now I have to use this as an example. Desperate Housewife, the redhead, I cannot remember her name. I think it's Bree. She had with her husband when her husband was still alive. She had told him. I remember at one point that she was thinking of writing a cookbook, and he discouraged her. He told her that her cooking was amazing, but not good enough for like a cookbook. I remember the entire dialogue, right? So she took this cookbook that she had been writing and she threw it in the garbage. And why am I saying that? In that scene, the handyman was fixing something. I think it was like under the sink or something like that. He walks past the garbage and he sees this cookbook because he hears the interaction between them two, and he feels like some type of way because of the way the husband like brought her dreams down, right? And he picks up the book and he takes it with him, right? And then fast forward when Bree's husband dies, and I don't know how long the time passed or whatever. The handyman hands her the book and even tells her like that he tries some of the recipes. And this long passion, this long love of something that she wanted to create while she was still married to this man was something that never took off. But after he passed, after she was out of that marriage, she turned it into a business. And yes, other stuff happened after that. But like that is the energy that I'm picking up of like something that wants to be reignited, but wants you to follow it through completely this time. So yeah, whatever was there in the past that was stopping you from something, whatever was there that was blocking you from following something, from going after something, that energy has been removed. Whether it is that you have walked away from this energy, or whether you have grown within that space that you're no longer seeing a situation, or you're no longer seeing certain things as restrictions anymore. The owl, number 27. Behold, sight. O ancient ones, for there is magic in the darkest of places if one dares to open their eyes, right? So look at the magic within this space that you want to create, within this thing that you want to bring to life, and do not hold yourself back. Allow yourself to stay super focused on your vision, knowing that if you stay focused on your vision, it is going to come to pass. This is not about wishful thinking. This is about being intentional with every step as you move forward. So we have Aquarius Pisces. Aquarius Pisces, there are, be mindful this week about not getting into arguments with certain people. There is a discernment here that is needed as to what needs your attention and what doesn't. There are people around you that want your attention, even if it is in a negative way. There are people that want your attention. They want to be extremely relevant in your life. To not give them that power, my love. Don't give it to them. Um, Always ground yourself in spirit, knowing that you will have the discernment as to what it is that you should engage in and what needs to just be like, you know what, spirits, take care of that. Spiritual family, come and work over here because this here, this 3D me is not dealing with that, and that is what certain situations, certain energies need. So, um, don't be afraid to ask for the spiritual help. Don't be afraid to ask for that spiritual guidance, for that discernment when it comes to spaces like that. Because again, whoever this person is, they really want to be relevant in your life. They really want to be relevant. They want people to know that you guys are connected in some type of way. And to be honest with you, it's like when people are so focused on what other people are doing, it is usually because they're running from their own shadows. They're running from things within themselves. Because if somebody really is coming from a place of wanting to be helpful, or a place of concern or whatever, they wouldn't do it publicly. They wouldn't have to do it so loud. They wouldn't want people like, this is so much more of a person like, it's like, look what I did, look what I'm doing, right? And I feel that when spirit is sending people towards you to help you grow, to help you evolve, it comes in a way where that person doesn't necessarily have to be seen, doesn't necessarily have to be known. And this person that is doing this, that wants to be relevant, feel like they have some type of authority over you and over your life. So just be aware of that space. Okay, give me a card for Aquarius, Pisces, Cusp. We have the seduction energy, number 35. Here are the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give into it allure into its give into its alluring grip, if you please, but heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. So this is an energy that you're being asked that you do not have to interact with directly. This is an energy that spirit is taking care of. This is an energy that your spiritual team is very aware of and they are managing the situation. This is not something for you to go ahead and get your hands dirty with, okay? And you take that as that resonates, okay? Pisces, Aries, Cusp. Um, a lot of moving pieces this week for you. You are very much in the space of showing up is what I'm picking up. Whether this is at parties, whether this is a gathering, you're showing face. There may have been people that it may have thought like you were hiding or you were going to be in hiding or something like that. I don't know. This is a very catty energy that I really sometimes it still amazes me that people are still within these spaces, right? Like this is a very like if this is within family, like this is a very competitive energy or very catty energy. Like somebody felt that they had put you in your place or somebody wanted to put you in your place or something of that, and they cannot believe that they didn't tear you down. They cannot believe that they didn't destroy you, and you're just showing up as yourself, and you're very secure in who you are and how you're showing up to a place that it doesn't really matter what other people are saying. It doesn't really matter what other people are thinking. You're showing up as yourself. And I really like this. And the reason why I say there's a lot of moving parts for this is because everything that you have been working on behind the scenes, all this shadow work that you were doing, all this integrating of all of these shadows aspects of yourself into yourself is showing up. And there's a light within you that is making these people very uncomfortable because you're shining a light in those aspects, those areas of themselves that they won't even admit that is there. Right? You're shedding this light into things that people do not like about themselves. And that's the reason why you're showing up the way you're showing up because you're no longer internalizing someone else's shadow. You're no longer internalizing someone else's opinion about you into your life or into yourself. The rebirth, number 31. There's a death in all that awakens, for it is bliss, for it isn't blissful nor painless. It's it's a mighty rising, all flame resurrected. You're very much on this um putting into practice everything that you have healed, showing up to these spaces that you were working in, showing up to these spaces that you have really worked within yourself, and showing up to solidify the healing that was done, to solidify the fact that these energies, these people can no longer trigger you. These people cannot get a reaction out of you. You are learning to respond. It is this energy of like being that calm in the storm, and that phrase keeps on coming up, and that but that's pretty much the energy that you are ensuing. Like people can throw all their projections at you, but they're not even touching you, they're not reaching you, and I really 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 do love this energy for you.